Hey everybody, what is happening? East Elise, I'm back with some Madden 16 gameplay. Finally got my Mutt team out there, finally playing my first game. I know, I apologize for being so late this year. I don't, it's just, again, I had a lot of stuff related at home. I just don't want to get into the personal side of it, but it just, my schedule has been too packed to really focus on this, and I don't want to go out doing something, half-assed, really, I mean, it's just not really a good way to go. So, I got the team built a little bit, got some plays. We are running the Oakland playbook. If you didn't catch the last video, that I will be putting out an ebook for that as soon as I get a little bit of this, tested out a little bit. But I'm going to try and get some of these plays out early, at least in it. The good thing about this is for those who really like the Rams book, there are a lot of similarities in the Raiders book. It's going to offer a little bit more shotgun stuff for me, though, that I'm going to want to get into a little bit later here. But this game, this laggy game, as you notice, I'm gonna really just keep basic to the stuff that, again, was kind of the Ram style that I used, and then I'll slowly start mixing in the new plays. You don't want to be scrambling around continually looking at a sheet or something, until I can get these plays like down to muscle memory. So you see there, he's driving down on me pretty good. I'm running a lot of man. Again, running 3-4, the Ravens book. So I decide, I got to mix this up, throw a couple zones down on the guy now that he's seen me run a lot of man, and try to see if I can catch somebody underneath a route, and it works perfect the first time I do that one there. So he just thought man, throw one zone, and he throws it right to the guy. So Kerrigan there, getting tackled by the QB, but that's all right. That's all right. We'll let that one slide, bro. We go, and again, Jamal, we're going to test out the wide trap. My time is going to be off. Unfortunately, I'm going to be rusty, but, of course, the only way to shake off the rust is to play these games. So come out. One thing I've already noticed that I really don't like, and there's a lot of things that with my scheme that they really messed with, I would say. One being on screen passes. Have you noticed on a lot of swing passes, it's not screen, but on those type of passes, you catch the ball and it just pulls you forward. It pulls you, down, where it's like I want complete control, because I normally bounce and stuff after I catch a ball, making an extra move out there, and sometimes you can't even control your guy. So really, I don't really care for that at all. But that's how it is. I'm gonna have to learn to deal with it. And again, there's other things that as they come up I might mention. I've got him locked down in the coverage there. He makes the smart move with the Poe, chase him there. So throw away, good for him. And I thought, I read that one again, tried to undercut that one. I've noticed a couple times I've made the reads, have just been slightly off, a little hesitant. That's what kind of happens when you're not confident enough in where you're going. On the defense, you're normally going to be behind on plays, even when you read them. But so that's really what I have to overcome, just getting in and just getting to the flow of the game, the speed of the game, the route combinations again, and then I'll be able to shade more routes and steal more passes and cut stuff off coming across, basically. Here we go. And he did run the ball pretty well on this drive down here. I really didn't give on the coverage. I wasn't really too worried. I kind of overran that, but I do make the tackle on it. But, until he gets down there in the end, I'm just kind of going to stay in my base sort of stuff now. I don't really have many blitzes or anything yet designed up or I've came across to use. So I'm going to run a lot of base stuff, as you see here. Almost had him with Mosley on the coverage there, but he puts it in that tight window. Good for him on that. I get Peterson out there, and we are going to get some guys in there. Because as he gets closer now, of course, I'm going to have to respect the run more, because that's what kind of got him down there. But taking one more, I'm going to shut him down again. So, at this point, I think what happens on this play is I think he actually, if you see this, I think he called the wrong play. I think he was meant to call something else, and when he handed that ball off, the way that he moved, that typically is what happens when you didn't expect to have the ball. He gets that, we go. I've got coverage all over the place on this. We intercepted, but unfortunately, again, I didn't even go out of I didn't do anything. He just automatically tried to run. I tried to pull him back. It says I get a safety, but it's overturned. But I'm on the inch line, so going in, and look at this. The guy comes in off the user there, man, and just about takes me down. Luckily, I went to the other side there, but get a couple yards. I'm really mad at myself on this formation right here, because I easily could have put the slot receiver in a fly right there, and I had a touchdown. When I was editing that, I was so upset at myself. And there I have the wide open receiver. I actually called the right play. I don't get the ball off. True, there was a little bit of lag, but that's still on me. I did not click it fast enough. I totally saw it, and I just didn't know I had that that much heat on me. My fault on that one. So he gets a free 2 and the ball. Not a good turnaround. You know, I go from a point where I feel like I'm kind of very much in control to, wait a second, this could go the other way. But we get Kerrigan coming off the edge there, beats his man, comes up. So he's going to go out. And he did a lot of the quick huddle pretty much the whole game on me. You know, that was just his style. And so I do edit that out because it's just too much. I feel it takes too much time in there. But he gets the bomb, and luckily Jameis is a little off because he did kind of have a step on me there. You know, so but we're going to go third 18. And although I'm rusty, guys, I still have instincts and still can read. So watch me on here. We're going to go with Mac. We see what's going on. Oh, that is just a nasty pick. I mean, for not really playing any much, you know, at all, and like I said, being off there, I was happy. I was like, okay. I was like, all right, it's coming back to me a little bit. The defense will typically come back to me a little bit faster than the offense. I'm going to run one of my new Raider plays, and he nanos me. You know, so at that point, I just figured there's not enough time. I'm going to throw a bomb to Calvin just because we got Calvin and want to see if he can catch one. You know, pretty much we go out there, we get the click, we get the jump, and yeah, you know, I ran some solos and I got a lot of the same stuff from him on that. You know, unfortunately, and you know, because of that, I go for the slot receiver because actually I like the positioning sometimes of the slots in the bomb. So we got Joe Horn, see what he can do. He goes out, we got the catch, one guy. Oh. So close, but that, you know, the catch and traffic in there at this point is really big. You know, there's a guy, these guys just drop the ball way too easy, you know, if they don't have that high end right now. So that's going to be the downside of some of them jump ball guys. So we go one wide trap, we hit another one. I hit a spin because I thought it was going to go in, so it goes out, but we get the tiptoe for like an extra 15 or something yards. So we do get a good run off of that. And again, you know, there's two, if you didn't catch the last video, there are two plays that have a wide trap. So again, if there's one that you don't really pass out of much, you can slip to that one, take all the receivers on the right and put in tight ends and whatnot to block, and then when you run that formation with the threat of a pass, just switch to the other one. They look fairly close. So you know, I'll go over that again in the ebook later when I get that stuff out for you guys. And we come in, we get the spin. This is the an Oakland you know, trap. You know, I mean, you know, a lot of these guys will have their own plays in there. It's not too different. You know, these dives and all that. But that one in there, I think it was like an Oakland inside zone. I forget. I'm sure you guys saw the name. Either way, we'll go over this stuff in the book again. So come back, go a little old school on this one. And again, see, I catch that. Normally I want to go right to the right, you know, automatically on that to widen that play out, give myself more room to spin, but it automatically pulls me forward. I can't do anything about it. I haven't figured that out. I don't think I can touch it. So we run another wide trap just to try and bounce it in. I kind of speed bursted it too soon after the cut there to get a little wide, crazy. And I figured he'd been putting a lot of heat on me, so I just do a little screen. You hide on the blocker there. Once the blocker evens it up, you just spin behind him, and you get the touch, man. You know, the timing of that stuff, the spins, I think might take me a little bit longer than the defensive user, you know, perhaps. But and that stuff changes per player. But that, you know, a few more games, I'll get the timing of that a little bit better, so be more effective. And you know, I screw up here. I don't switch. I never switched. I thought I did, but I never did. And he gets that. And honestly, I don't know if it would have made much of a difference. He had positioning on me, and he had height on that. So he goes for the 2, and I read that perfectly. I meet him in the hole, and I get run over. I just got trucked. Like, and I you know, that's noticeable in this game that the trucking is a lot more effective this year. But hey, look at this. It's elusiveness isn't bad either. Like right there, you know what I mean? Elusive isn't too bad. So we're making that work. We got that was the free LaDainian there from the Dorito stuff. So we were running him. He only had like 2 carries, but did very well with a couple. In this one, I'm trying to position myself left. I really didn't care about the result of the play. I had a feeling it wasn't going to work, but I really wanted to go left because this is going to be another Oakland specific playbook play I have right here. If you've seen a little highlight before, you wouldn't have seen what it is, but it's very tricky to stop that if you don't have the underneath and the on top. We're going to burn a lot of people with that play this year, guys. You know, I feel good about that one. And again, we're going to trap this one back around and a little bit of dives. I kept getting 9 on it, so a lot of short yardage runs and then going from there. And then I figured that maybe I'd hit the new Y circle play, but it's locked up. And I'm gonna run probably a lot more swings than instead of blocking now, because the way it seems the defense plays that you're going to get when they blitz you. That swing is going to kill a lot of people for an easy 10 to 15 yards for the most part. So I think and if it's not a rush, you should still probably have enough time to hit the tight end on that play. So I think that's the way I'm going to run that. But again, we can go more into that one detailed later. And coming back up and just on the roll, making the bad Jameis throw. And on here, I just call a bad defense for what he has. I should have flipped it when I realized where he had the slot receiver. So I threw nobody on that side and an extra guy on the other side. So it didn't really work out. But you're going to make some mistakes on occasion. That's going to happen. But yeah, I've never, I don't think, called a perfect game, and it's probably never going to happen, right? So, but again, we got the good lead. We got the minute, the 2-minute drill. I'm almost like that was pretty much what happened where I picked him the last time. It might have been the same play he ran, and you see a little hesitation and a little miscut at some point, and I read it the whole time. I wasn't confident and straight to it the whole way. I had a little stutter step, and that's all it took for me not to intercept that. So again, at least I felt I was good enough to read the plays. Here he goes with a no huddle in there. I pretty much am going to key in on those 3 out there, and I pretty much just run into that route combo. I figured that's where most likely he's going to go, and he does, and we get another user pick on there. So not too bad. We're going to get 2 to start the season, so I can live with that. It wasn't the prettiest game, and unfortunately I didn't get to show as much as the offense as I wanted, just because of the way that the turnovers and stuff like that happen. But it started. It's on. I'm going to keep it going. Like I say, I'm gonna continue to work on the book and get that out as soon as I can for you guys, just to have that one out there. I don't know how many I'll run this year or not, but say good game to this guy in here. Thomas Feeds, good game to him, and thank you guys, and look forward to the season, man.